Hi guys, right, what I've got for you today, I was in a friend's and we were cleaning out his garage and he found and gave me this. There we go. It's not out of production, it's an old Najal Stormcaller, I think, the old power armoured version. And it just got me thinking, because this is obviously not my painting, this is the painting of the person that gave it to him, I think. And it just got me thinking that this painting, although not the greatest, was some of the best painting in our area back when I first got into the hobby. And it just got me thinking to how my painting has progressed. So I've decided to dig out some of my old models just to show you how I've progressed in time. So I'll show you that, and yeah, this was just a little, just to show off an old model, which I'll probably convert at some point and use myself. Okay. We'll crack on, I'll show you my own stuff. Right guys, so when I first started out, I did start with 40k, but I don't have any of those models around. I think my mum threw them out before I left home. But yeah, shortly after that I went into Lord of the Rings. So we'll start with, take that out of the way, start with Gandalf. This is one of the first Lord of the Rings models that I painted, and to be honest, it's not that bad. Some of the ones after this are a lot worse. I made the like the foliage around the bottom was made using the sponges out of the back of the old blister packs. I just super glued them onto the base and then painted over them. I quite like them. I've not done it in years, but yeah, that's what I did. I thought it was quite cool. So yeah, there's Gandalf. It was one of the first, not the first, but one of the ones, probably the oldest one I've got here. The troll, which we'll move along to. I'll just move the ones around so I can focus in on it. This is a terrible paint job. It was never even finished. It was given to me painted by someone else, and I painted over it, bits of it anyway, and I tried to convert it into a forest troll, because if you remember the console game for the Two Towers, they had forest trolls in, so I tried to convert one. So I went out into the street and I picked up a stick and I green stuffed the stick, this side and this side, and this side's long since disappeared. So yeah, I just put that in there to show you well, where my conversion skills started. Yeah, it started by trying to put a stick into a troll's hand. So there you go. It's ugly, 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 terribly painted troll. Yep, so I'll put Gandalf back there. I'm just going to move the troll out the way for the next one. So again, I think I probably did this one before the no, it was definitely after the troll, but this is just another, it was after Gandalf, and as you can see, I think Gandalf was probably painted better than this one. If it ever focuses, come on, focus in, focus, focus, nope, it's not going to happen, come on, that'll do. So yeah, this was haldir from the first set of Lord of the Rings, and he never came with a bow, he came with a sword, so yeah, I had to convert him, and all the bows went in the left hand, and his left hand's tucked away in the cloak, so I had to cut a bow off another one and attach it to either side of the arm there. Only I hadn't started pinning at this point, so it was super glue away, lots of super glue. And as you can see with the Lord of the Rings stuff, I used a lot of I used a lot of varnish on them. That's why they're shiny. But I never base coated them, so that's why there's lots of chips in there as well. So there you go. There's haldir with his chip back there. Yep, there you go. So again, just where my conversion skills started off. Right, so we'll move along, and I'll put that troll back there. I'm going to pan out and show you everything in one go at the end. So yeah, so the next one we've got a rider of Rohan. Obviously this was a year later or so when the riders of Rohan were in the starter box. So yeah, again, never base coated them, just terrible painting. But I say terrible, I thought these were masterpieces when I first did them. So yeah, there you go. Not much more to say, it's a rider, he's riding, so there you go. And then this one was a few years, I think this was probably a few years after the third film, when they started releasing models from like some of the backstories, some of the shorter stories. This is one of haldir, not haldir, one of Elrond's sons. Again, I don't think I base coated at this point, but I think the painting came along a bit. Still very flat colours, no real blending or anything. And one thing is that this was after the inks. The Games Workshop stopped doing inks, so it's very one-tone painting, apart from the cloak, which I was really proud of at the time. And then I took it down to my local Games Workshop and I said, "Oh look, I've done my cloak, dry brushed it," and they went, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "What? I was made up with it, I really was." And some turd ripped it apart on me, so yeah, no stranger to these people, are we? So yeah, and eventually I stopped playing Lord of the Rings because the same person who said that, I had a terrible game against, and I ended up walking out, packed away Lord of the Rings, and I haven't played it since. So yeah. there we go. Picked up 40k. Probably about 2 weeks afterwards. Something like that. I think I was about 14, 15. The Eye of Terror Codex had just come out. So I picked up the Wulfen army. So this is one of the, I think they were called Grey Slayers. They're basically the Grey Hunters of that army. And the idea is that these guys were lost to the warp. I think the backstory was they chased the Thousand Suns into the warp after Prospero, and they've been lost in there. All their armour's been battered and sort of bits have been shot to pieces, bits have stopped working, so they've picked up parts of chaos, like chaos backpacks, bits of chaos armour and things, just to keep themselves going, keep themselves in the game. So yeah, these came in quite, the sets were quite cool. It was you got half Space Wolf bits and half half Chaos Marine bits in the same box, and the idea was that you mix the bits together to make your Wulfen army. So yeah, give you a little show this guy. This would be one of the first ones for that army I ever painted up. So again, everything's very one-tonal, apart from the armour where I left the undercoat showing through, which again I thought was amazing at the time, because it shown the detail, and a few years later I look back on it and you sort of think it looks a bit cartoony. So yeah, these were just painted with Fortress Grey and Scab Red, just the one colour, and Games Workshop hadn't released the washes yet, so very one-tonal, but not bad. I don't think they're that bad. I think probably the best of my old stuff. Well, the start of where I started to get better, I think. So again, this one is just to show. It was painted the same time as this one, but this is just to show where my conversions started. Was these bits on the backpack. I just green stuffed them on, because I wanted to make them look a bit different, because they were the commanders to my squad, so I had about 3 of these, all like that. So yeah, there you go. That's him. Then the next one is where I stopped playing Warhammer altogether, for about, let me think, it's about 4 or 5 years. I stopped playing altogether, and I picked it up again, and I started to repaint, retouch up a lot of the me Wulfen. So this is one of those. This is one of the Wulfen from that army. So yeah, again, it's only, sorry, this camera just does not want to focus in properly. Yeah, again, he's very one-tonal, apart from the fair where I actually did put in a darker tone under the, like a darker brown over under, and then dry brushed on or painted on a lighter colour over the top, and I picked out a lot more of the detail on this one. Like you can see, I've done the mouth. Let's see if I can. It's not going to be great, but just so you can see. picked out the claws. I did all of the, like the runes and the teeth and stuff on there. You can see some teeth in the axe, not the axe, the chainsword. I picked out a lot of detail on the backpack and things. So yeah, that was, I revisited that army when I first started getting back into 40k, Warhammer, what have you. And I stopped playing that army because they scrapped the codex, didn't they? Left me with just Space Wolves. So I started a Space Wolf army. Again, you can see I started painting eyes and things by this point. Started doing more tones to the armour, highlights by this point. So this was about, see, I've painted this model about 5 years ago now. So this one would be about 10 years ago, no, about 8 years ago maybe a bit less. This one would be about 4 or 5 years ago. He's not bad, he's alright. Tabletop standard. And then is where we're up to now. I'm sorry about rambling on so much in this video. But yeah. So this is where I'm up to now. Highlighting, starting to do like shading and things on some of the weapons. Yeah. Yep. So we'll just pan out. So there you go. There's a shot of everything. And I just thought it was interesting to show people how I've come along, how my conversion skills sort of started off. Obviously they're still developing, but and also the painting skills, which is an ongoing thing. I think almost every model's better than the last. I think when you're painting, you develop new skills, you look at things slightly differently as you get older. But yeah, there you go. I'd just like to make a point that I'm now on 50 subscribers. Perhaps over 50 subscribers by this point. And I am going to run a competition for you, and the competition will be to show me a video of how your armies have progressed, how your painting skills have progressed, how your conversion skills have progressed, anything that you think has developed while you've been in this hobby, things that you think you've come along with. Make a video about it, leave it as a response to this video, and the prize will be I'll build up one of these, which I shown you in the last video. It won't be this one, but I'll build you up one of these assault marines. Tell me what parts you want, what weapons, and if I've got them, you can have them. If it's for a specific army, tell me, I'll see if I've got the bits for it. Obviously, if you want a Space Wolf, I've got Space Wolf bits. I might have a few other bits knocking about. But yeah, that'll be the prize. So you've got 1 month starting from today. I'll leave the closing date down there somewhere. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.